Body connection is not, you don't even know. You're not body conscious. The mind is, attention is lost somewhere totally, then you don't feel any physical pain. People, when they do operate, doctors, anesthetists, they knock you off. Then you have no body conscious. You're not body conscious anymore. Then they can do the body anything. You don't know what is happening to the body. And here, no hunger is not known, thirst is not known, attention. The mind doesn't want anything now.
You have to accept that you can't do anything.
No, what I'm saying, how important is to maintain mental health.
Of course.
See, what is the use of being physically healthy? Physically healthy, mentally you must be equally healthy. Some wrong things, lot of confusions. Yeah, that's good. That is why what Shastram says is, we don't need to worry about when is moksha, when am I going to discover the truth, when am I going to discover truth as myself, when am I going to discover that. That we don't need to worry about now. The truth is there, and truth is, there's no God other than the truth. And the truth is there in everything, truth is in the form of everything. The truth is there as my own real nature. Actually, I am the truth. If we say I am the truth, essentially I am the truth. I am the truth means my mind is truth, my sense organs are the truth. Everything here is the truth. The truth is not anything, but everything here is the truth. Like what you say, water is not the wave, but the wave is water. Water is not any of the waves, but all the waves are water. Water is not the ocean, but the entire ocean is water. Similarly, truth is not the thoughts, truth is not the body, truth is not anything, but everything is the truth. But for you to understand that everything is the truth, you need to understand that I am the truth. There's no way of understanding the fact of everything being the truth without having understood the fact that I am the truth. One has to understand that I am the truth first. If you understand that I am the truth, then if you understand, if we understand, if I understand that I am the truth, then I can understand that everything is the truth. I cannot understand that everything here is the truth unless I understand that I am the truth. Isn't it? The whole study is for understanding the fact that I am the truth. Essentially, I am the truth. This physical form is there, subtle form is there, thoughts are there, emotions are there, abode of enjoyment is there, instruments of enjoyment are there, the external world, and there's objects of enjoyment. There are experiences, there are enjoyments of both situations. Everything is there. But it's all transient. It's all going to end one day. What does not come and go, what's always there is the truth. And I am the truth. But this is a fact, and this has to become very clear for us. When this fact becomes very clear that I itself am the truth, then in the light of the fact of, and the understanding of the fact that I am the truth, all that is here is nothing but the truth will become very clear. Then, what about all these notions I had about myself all these days? Everything comes and goes. What about the notions I have about myself? Who is superior? Who is inferior? I am great, I am superior, I am inferior. It's all meaningless. So, in understanding naturally, effortlessly, fundamental problem resolves. When the problem resolves, the problem caused, see, ignorance causes, even ignorance resolves, ignorance causes problem resolves. When the ignorance caused problem resolves, the problem caused other emotions, everything will resolve. There's no problem. So this will happen sometime, knowledge. But what we need to do, we don't need to worry about the moksha or jnanam now. We should know that we are living this life for moksha. We should know that we are living this life for jnanam, knowledge, which is moksha, which is freedom. But it is all this mind, for the mind to be relatively pure and steady, to be calm, to understand this fact, it doesn't happen overnight. This is it. The very life has to be every day, every action I do, every day I had to live my life consciously. And to live my life consciously, I need to have certain attitude. So living my life consciously means knowingly I don't do anything wrong. Knowingly I don't hurt. Knowingly I don't do anything wrong. So I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm speaking. Unknowingly I may do something wrong, sometimes occasionally, and then that's okay. So I'm consciously living my life. I use my will. I use my knowledge of right and wrong. So intentionally, knowingly, I don't do anything wrong. So when my life is in conformity with dharma, that I take care. Sometimes in situations we may be cornered to go against dharma. And even in no situation we should go against dharma, the values, for which we need to be very strong. Isn't it? Very strong. We must be very strong-willed people. That is why we have to bring in this, the most effective means called prayer. Prayer, I told you even last time, prayer is efficacious. How? Who am I paying? Who am I praying to? What am I praying for? What should I pray? See, you have to pray to draw energy, to be emotionally strong, to have a strong will, so that you can make use of your knowledge of right and wrong, you can make use of your will, so you can always live your life consciously, doing the right, avoiding the wrong. So to have strong wills, to make use of my knowledge of right and wrong, to be right, to avoid being wrong, then I need strength. And that strength you can draw through prayer. Who am I praying to? You're praying to the Lord. Where is the Lord sitting here? In heaven or where? Come on, everything that is here is the Lord only. There is no Lord other than the truth. When you say everything is the truth, like every wave is water, the entire ocean is water, you have to say all that is here is the truth only. Essentially, I may not see the fact, but everything is the truth. If everything is the truth here, then everything is the Lord. The whole universe is the Lord. Which means then the becoming manifest, becoming unmanifest, everything is, why there's a time it becomes manifest? Why there's a time the universe becomes unmanifest? Why it is not available for experience for some time? Why? That is the order. That is the order. That is how the reality is. This order involved here, becoming manifest and becoming unmanifest, isn't it? So there's an order involved. That order also not outside of knowledge, outside of the reality. There is an order because of which there's manifestation, and again everything becomes unmanifest. That order doesn't exist outside of the reality. Isn't it? Order also is reality. Therefore, we look at the order as Ishvara, look at everything as Ishvara, look at the very truth as Ishvara. So, when we pray, is all that is, there's only the truth, wherein I am here as part of the whole, praying for a thing. So I'm praying to my own self. I'm praying to my own self means, ultimately the truth is one. Truth does not pray, but the one who is praying for strength is the truth. Isn't it? Therefore, prayer is not a suggestion. When you pray, oh Lord, may it happen, may it happen, may it happen, you're talking to yourself. So it's auto-suggestion. So prayer will involve auto-suggestion. The more you pray repeatedly for something, you're adjusting yourself. May this should happen, this should happen. And it's a will-involved action. Because you pray to yourself, you pray to the Lord, when you're praying to the Lord, the truth obtaining as your own self. Therefore, prayer is a will-involved action. It's not a suggestion. Therefore, as an action, it definitely produces phalam. How does a prayer as an action produces result? Because that is the law of karma, law of action. What is the law of action? No action ever goes without producing a result. Action produces the result. So no action ever goes without producing a result. Therefore, prayer as an action also definitely 100% efficacious. But how fervent is your prayer? How sincere is your prayer? How intense is your prayer? In keeping with the intensity, the fervent, how fervent, the prayer is effective. So, when you know when you know the value of living a life of values, and when you find difficult to live a life of values, and you do seek Bhagavan's help, you do seek the grace. See, being able to do what you want to do is grace. So you pray. So, as a spiritual aspirant, you also come to know the value of prayer, the efficacy of prayer. Prayer is efficacious. Especially when you seek this grace for being able to live a life of values, what will you pray? Oh Lord, please bless me with knowledge of right and wrong. Please bless me with all clarity and strength to choose to do the right, to refrain from the wrong. And please bless me with clear mind, clear clarity of what I can change, what I cannot change. And please bless me with all knowledge and strength to change what I can intelligently, prudently, and to accept gracefully what I cannot. This is the prayer you can do. This is the very, I always tell, this is the most exalted prayer, highest form of prayer. Because you pray for, this is the prayer which will bless you with knowledge. The study will bless you with knowledge, but this prayer, intense prayer, will give you all strength. So this having this, living one's life prayerfully like this, and living one's life consciously in conformity with dharma, values, and entertaining this feeling of gratitude for all that you are blessed with. How thankful we must be for us to be able to walk, to be able to sit, to be able to eat, to be able to digest, to be able to get food when we are hungry. We are so fortunate. Bhagavan has blessed us with a good mind and good body, and we are able to. So we naturally, if you appreciate how much you are blessed with, if you think what all you don't have, then you can't think about it. Of course, nobody has everything. If we really think how fortunate I am, how much I am blessed with, when you think of people who are not, I'm not asking you to compare. We never like to compare. How much I am blessed with. I have a shelter, a roof over my head. I have clothes to wear. I have food to eat. I have good physical condition and mental condition. I can cook, I can eat, I can do my things. I'm blessed with adequate capacity, capability to earn, to make my livelihood. Think of all these things. You'll be very grateful. Then you will say, okay, I don't know whom to thank. Again, the truth. Bhagavan only. Okay, thanks a lot, Bhagavan, for all that you have blessed me with. Genuinely, when you feel that you're blessed with so many things, and when you feel grateful, when you express your gratitude, which is worship. So worship is an expression of one's gratitude to Bhagavan in the form of, and through the symbolic act of offering. Being worshipful means being grateful to the Lord for all that one is blessed with, acknowledging that how much one is blessed with. This is worship. So you are prayerful, you are worshipful, you know the values, because for you, every life is as significant as your life. So you respect others' lives, but you neither have attachment nor are you detached. You're not attached to anything. You neither have hatred nor have any like or dislike, but you're neutral. You respect the world, have concern for everybody's well-being, but you live your life prayerfully, worshipfully, in conformity with the values. Which means you are living your life in harmony with the order. You don't see the order through physical eyes, but you understand the order being manifest. Isn't it? So, living one's life in conformity with this order is living one's life in tune with this order, is living in harmony with the Bhagavan, the Lord. There's no other way of living in harmony with Bhagavan. Isn't it? How you are living in harmony with the order, living in tune with the order, because you don't disturb the order. How you avoid disturbing the order? Because you are worshipful, you are prayerful, you are thoughtful, you are conscious. So you do anything in conformity with dharma, values. Because that is how there is no split in your personality. So there is no conflicts. No conflicts. No conflicts means no disturbance. No conflicts, no disturbance. No split in personality. because there's nothing you do knowingly wrong. What you say, what you speak, what you think are in alignment. And you're committed to their values. That's all. What else can you do? And the Shastram, actually I finished, that's just small talk, I finished this. There's no greater worship than living your life like this. There's no greater prayer than living your life like this. You cannot do anything better, much better, than just living your life with this proper attitude. There's no better way of living your life. There's no better way of living your life at all. This is the way of life. Anybody in the world can come and ask, is there any better way of living your one's life? No. This is the best way of living one's life. This is the much better way of living one's life. The best way of living one's life. There's no much better way of living one's life, because how do we say this? Because living one's life in harmony with the order, without disturbing the order. Living one's life in tune with the order, in harmony with the order, is the best way of living one's life. How you can live your life in harmony with the order, in tune with the order, without disturbing the order? Just by living one's life without any conflicts. How can you live your life without any conflicts? Because there's no split in your personality. How can one avoid having a split in one's personality? What you speak, what you do, what you think are in alignment. Because in your mind you think, I don't want to do anything which is against universal values. So when you're speaking, you're conscious of not hurting, offending. When you do things, you don't do anything which will result in hurt. Knowingly. Don't do anything wrong. So this living one's life in conformity with dharma means, what happened to your will? Your will is surrendered to the Lord in the form of order, the dharma, the willpower. Your will is surrendered to the Lord in the form of dharma means you may have emotions. There may be, you also have emotions, likes and dislikes, desires, anger, like any other human being, because after all you're a human being. But how you are different from other person? Because your will has been surrendered to Bhagavan in the form of dharma, which means you live your life consciously. Your actions, what you speak, what you do, is completely governed by your knowledge of right and wrong, values. They are not mechanically dictated by your likes and dislikes. You don't do things just because you like to do. You don't give up acting things because you don't like to do. No. Whether you like it or not, you do what is appropriate. Whether you like it or not, you don't do it if it is wrong. What happened to you? You have all that, but your will is surrendered to the Lord of Dharma, values. Therefore, there's always alertness on your part. There's always alertness on your part. You're always conscious of not going against dharma. Always conscious. And you do intensely pray. The prayer means not sitting and praying whole day. But this one's prayer is there always, isn't it? May not do anything wrong. That prayer is there. Unknowingly, knowingly never do anything wrong. So you are prayerful. You are very thankful for all that you are blessed with. And you know that everything comes and goes, so you have just respect for any living being. So you do your duties, you do life of values. So your life is completely governed by your knowledge of right and wrong. So that is this attitude. After all, I'm living this whole life ultimately for happiness, which which has to be revealed in the form of truth. So the whole life is offered to the Lord. It's a worshipful, prayerful life, clean life. And this is the best way of living one's life. It cannot be improved. This way of life is non-improvable way of life. If possible, live this life. If not possible, seek, beg Bhagavan's grace to have all the strength to be able to live this way of life. It's a non-improvable way of life. The best way of life. Because I tell you this repeatedly, I never get tired of repeating this. The whole Sanatana Dharma, the eternal, timeless way of life, enjoined by the Veda Shastra, Veda, is based on the way of life and the purpose of living this life, revealed by the Veda, is based on two facts: universally acceptable by all people of all times, of all cultures. The non-refutable, acceptable, universally non-refutable, acceptable by all people of all times, of all cultures. The two facts, what are they? No human being in the world wants to be unhappy. No human being in the world wants to be unhappy. Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Hindu, Asian, African, European, American. Who? Man or woman? No. No human being in the world wants to be unhappy. Is a fact or not? Okay, the moksha, concept of moksha, the freedom from limitations, unhappiness, sorrow, implying the meaning of happiness, is the ultimate, said to be the ultimate common human universal end. That moksha is based on the fact, moksha being the absolute end, is based on the fact that no human being wants to be unhappy in the world. And no human being wants to get hurt in the world. Who wants to get hurt? Nobody. African, European, man or woman, rich or poor, old or young. Which human being wants to get hurt? Nobody wants to get hurt. Isn't it true? It's another universal fact. Therefore, the way of living a life of values, the most exalted of the values is ahimsa, non-hurting. So the Vedic way of life, the way of life enjoined by the Veda, which is the way of life which is living one's life in harmony, in tune with the order, without disturbing the order. Governed by values is based on the fact that no human being wants to get hurt. Isn't it beautiful? Is it beautiful? So no human being wants to be unhappy is a universally acceptable, non-refutable fact based on which the end is said to be moksha. Ultimate human goal is said to be moksha. And no human being wants to get hurt is another non-refutable, universally acceptable fact based on which the way of life governed by dharma is here, enjoined. Two facts are the basis for this way of life and the end to be accomplished by living one's life. Is it clear? Therefore, this way of life, governed by dharma, values, universally valued by all people of all cultures, of all times, of all places, acceptable fact, values. Therefore, living one's life in conformity with the universal values is the best way of life. There is no better way of life. And this way of life cannot be improved. Non-improvably best designed life. Prayerful, worshipful, your thought, word and deed are always in alignment with which means your actions are governed by your knowledge of right and wrong, which means your will is used, your knowledge of right and wrong is used so that whatever emotions come, they are well managed. Is it clear? So that like other person also has anger, we also have anger. Others also have likes and dislikes, we also have likes and dislikes. Like others, we also have all emotions. There is fear, there is anxiety, we also have. Because where there is ignorance, there always will be there. Only difference between us and the other person is that we know the value of values. That we are committed to live a life of values. We are very conscious of what we are doing and speaking. Therefore, our emotions, our anger, fear, anxiety, likes and dislikes are well managed, so that they don't get expressed in our behavior to cause unpleasantness and then to cause guilt on our part, to hurt on others' part. Whereas others, if they don't manage, and they get expressed, emotions get expressed in their behavior, in actions, and the result of which others get hurt, and there will be reaction after reaction, and they become unhappy, they become guilty, they also cause hurt, isn't it? And it results in tremendous amount of trauma. Therefore, we need not worry about jnanam and moksha now. Okay, we are studying, we are decided to study. Eva, I don't want her to do Eva. She has that societal feeling. But
it's quite full.
yeah, we'll stop. Yeah, I won't stop it anyway. It's good, no?
Yeah, of course.
Last bit I finished it. So, therefore, I can tell you now, this way of life, enjoined by the Shastram, is non-improvably well-designed way of life. And following this way of life, making all possible efforts to live this way of life, prayerfully, is the best thing we can do in our lives. And knowledge, Bhagavan will take care of. Your knowledge is taken care of, your moksha will be taken care of. Nothing to worry. Okay? Thank you very much, Brigitte and all of you, for coming here all the way. And you really, three of you, and have made our lives very, days very beautiful and successful. We three are very happy that you three came.